Dear Boomers, today I'm going to give you 6 signs from the universe allowing you to know that you are on the right path to living the life of your dreams. The most important thing to understand is the brain waves and how it works. When you are going to bed and when you wake up in the morning, your brain waves transition from slow delta to theta to alpha and finally to beta when you wake up. And as you go to bed at night, it goes from beta to alpha to theta and delta. So you use those times to create a vision of your future. The future is what you want to be, the person you want to be. You visualize changing everything about your life that is in coherence with your brain and your heart. Why are these transitions crucial? Because in these moments, your mind is more susceptible to information. This is the perfect time to tap into the power of your brain and create the reality that you desire. And it has to do with breathing, and your heart goes into coherence and the stress levels go away. So you can break the cycle of negative thinking by reaffirming these. When you wake up in the morning and you reaffirm what it is that you want as opposed to what you don't want, then you are aligning yourself with your destiny, really. The key here is to interrupt the cycle of negative thinking. Instead of waking up and immediately diving into negative thoughts, take a moment to pause, reflect, and consciously choose the thoughts that will align with the reality you want to create. Or, as Mel Robbins says, do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 interrupts the analytical mind and gets you into action. And then this is step number 4, to embrace uncertainty. And that is, uncertainty is what happens when you go off the beaten path, as it were, the road less traveled. It's the unknown, and for many people, that can be very frightening, to step into the unknown, into the present moment. And because you don't really know what's going to happen next. And the truth is that the unknown is where real change occurs. We do these things because we want to change from the familiar to the unfamiliar to the unknown, and we embrace these things. And you imagine your life as a big adventure with great curiosity and a love for life. And uncertainty is like the unexplored territory waiting for you to discover. Embracing uncertainty is really at the heart of everything, because you don't want everything to be certain. Well, that's staying within a comfort zone that hasn't served you very well, has it? And then people can feel very nervous too, because they can't predict what's going to go on in the future, and that's probably the best thing. Predictions are really get you into a cycle of staying in a comfort zone, really. So you don't try to predict it, but you try to create it with the thoughts that you think and the peace that you develop through your breath and through meditation. And if you always know what's going to happen, it's like reading the same book over and over again. But if you step into the unknown, it's like opening a brand new book every time. So you shift from fear to curiosity, and that is how you are able to stay within that unknown. And you might worry about things not going the way as you had planned, but as we have discussed many times, it's best not to plan the outcome, but enjoy the journey. Here's the secret. When you're living in fear, you're not really living. Fear holds you back like an anchor. To truly embrace uncertainty, shift from a mindset of fear to one of curiosity and excitement. And instead of thinking, oh no, what if something bad happens? Think, wow, what amazing things will unfold in this unknown territory. It's neither good nor bad. It's a learning experience. And then we do all of this within the present moment. That's a sign number 5. Many people go through their days without really paying attention to what's happening or what they're thinking, and they find themselves stuck in the past, doing the same things over and over, going to work, say, the same path that you always take, or going to the same supermarket and not having any experimentation with some other kind of store, or just not really learning anything new because you are stuck in this rut, really. So it's a roller coaster that takes you on the same path every time. This autopilot mode leads to a predictable future, one that's based on your past actions. This is what we call the known, because it's what you're used to. But it might not be the most fulfilling path. We break from this cycle by focusing in on the breath, on a prayer, on the present moment. And this means paying attention to what is happening right now, at this very moment. It's about being fully engaged in your life, not just by going through the motions and in some kind of unconscious robot way. It's when you have the power to make new choices that can lead to a future that's different from what you've experienced in the past. The 6th sign involves a 5th dimensional creation. This is where we move beyond the 3-dimensional world of changing matter to a more profound understanding of consciousness. So many times we do our planning on a linear, logical way. Well, if I do A, I'll go to B, that equals C. That linear time thinking is really going to take a long time to create what you want to create. And you can create things almost instantaneously through getting into the quantum field of the present moment after you have brought the heart and the brain into coherence. So you combine clear intentions with coherent heart, and you broadcast a new signature into the quantum field. Now, let's dive into a practical exercise to help you align with 3 of these signs and start creating your desired reality. So close your eyes and take a few deep breaths, and in this moment, let go of your identity. Forget about your problems and become more consciousness instead of, this 3D reality. And visualize the reality that you desire and see it very clearly in your mind, and feel the emotions associated with that reality as if you were living it right now. Your brain doesn't know the difference between living something right now in your mind and having it actually happen. So when you visualize what it is that you want, your brain actually thinks that it already has happened. And you are creating an energetic signature that resonates with the quantum field. So you're moving from the known to the unknown. And as you consciously practice this exercise, you'll notice shifts in your brain waves. You'll notice synchronization of your breath, and you will notice that your brain seems to feel like it's opening up in a feeling of wholeness and completeness. This is the process of moving from the known to the unknown, and now from the familiar past to the unpredictable future. And when you're actually creating your reality by understanding and implementing these signs into your daily life, you can break from the limitations of the past and step into a future filled with unlimited possibilities. And be open and curious and bless life as it happens. So, basically you are the creator of your reality. Enhance the unknown. Live in the present moment and watch as your desired reality unfolds before your very eyes, basically. Intention is a vision and a potential that already exists in the quantum field, and that you get to select that. It's something you can create. And when you ask yourself a question like, what would it be like to be healthy? What would it be like to be wealthy? What would it be like to love at all times and be in a total state of forgiveness? So when you ask your brain, what if the good things that you want, not what if, oh my God, the world comes to an end because of whatever. That is what your brain creatively wants to work on. Your brain would, in the quantum field and all of the universe is blessing you when you start to make these changes. It's so important. So the frontal lobe is the crowning achievement of the human being. Now, our animals don't have a frontal lobe, but their lives are much simpler, especially if they're taken care of, like people like us. And once that area of the brain turns on, it's like a symphony that is leading you. It's a symphony leader. It's like a guy who's conducting an orchestra, and that would be the frontal lobe, and looks out over the landscape of the total entire brain and begins to randomly select different networks of neurons connected to the things you have learned in your life or the experiences you have had. And it begins to seamlessly piece them together to create an ideal, a vision, or an internal representation that is a potential experience waiting for you. Your brain, the frontal lobe, it wants you to synchronize and to create the life that you want, and it will help you. So this is creating a life that is free of stress, and people can live free of stress. People think they can't, but you can. And it's all in the way that you think, and it's all the way that you feel, because you have to realize that feeling all the time and thinking that your feelings are accurate is not the way to go. Step back, look over your life, and on this wonderful day, change it. There's going to be a video that comes up over here. Take a look at that and enjoy.